Hello everyone. Today I've been tasked with the chore using this, talking to people. And staring at a screen for 4 hours. I will do it because I must. It's everyone's favorite prosecutor, Edgeworth. Without his jacket. It's at the tri-cleaners, obviously. Don't pester me about that. It's in the laundromat.
Max Wiener.
I spilled some coffee on it. Hello, Edgeworth. Are you being edgy today? Don't even know what that means.
Show us your meat! Show us your meat!
Show you my what? I can't even keep in character. Oh. Question. How much gel does it take to get your hair like that? Actually, this is natural. Oh my god. Edgy, where's Gummy? I sent him to go and get my jacket dry cleaned. Obviously. It's not something I would do. It's something you hand off to the, peasants. So, yeah, I am cosplaying as Edgeworth. I am missing a good percentage of what the costume is supposed to look like, but please don't fault me for it. We have not been able to work on costumes pretty much at all for the last month or so. Ruuuvo styled the wig for me, I think last week, so that I would have it, which is the biggest part of the costume, right? The hair. And then they literally made this like 2 days ago, a little cravat, just out of some random white fabric we had. So yeah, I'm just wearing a black shirt because he wears a black vest, and I wish I had the jacket, but at the same time, it's way too hot to wear a suit jacket, so I would have taken it off anyway, so. Anyway, hopefully one day this will be a fully fledged costume with the suit and everything, but for now it's just kind of like a semi-closet cosplay, a work in progress more so. But I love the wig. I love what they did with the wig. It's all smooth. I'm wearing my headphones. I am a gamer, gay, Edgeworth. I put the gay in gamer, okay? That's the version of Edgeworth I am today, so. That will explain any discrepancies. Then again, Edgeworth, normal Edgeworth is gay Edgeworth, I think, so it's not really that. Also, Ruuuvo purposely gave me this cup today. I did not choose this cup. Ruuuvo gave me the hot stuff cup. I wonder what they're trying to say. Yes, we are starting chapter 3 today, episode 3, Ace 3, however you want to say it. We finished the second one the very last time I played Ace Attorney, but it's been a few weeks since I've gotten to get back to Ace Attorney, so we are starting right off the bat with a new case today, so I'm really excited. Very thankful to past me for not, making me jump into the middle of a case and I wouldn't remember anything, so I've got my Ace Attorney specific notebook ready for all of my notes, which I am sure I will need. Let's take a gander at This is, that's just from episode 2. Good thing there's a lot left. So yeah, we'll be doing that today. I'm pretty excited. Have y'all seen the Yakuza 8 stuff? Yes, we talked about that a little bit yesterday. Another thing related to Yakuza that I wanted to bring up was, have y'all seen the new Majima statue? I've only seen one picture of it. I don't know why I haven't been seeing more, but there was a statue of Kiryu that came out, I think like a couple years ago or last year, that was really, really detailed. It had his dragon around the circle of the platform he's standing on and everything. So they came out with a Majima one, I think, that has the snakes and then the Hanya mask in the middle. And it looks really, really cool. But of course, as usual, is way too expensive for me to buy, so I will not be getting one If it's as expensive as Kiryu's, I would love to have them on my shelf. I would love to have them in my home, but I cannot justify the purchase. But for those of you who can afford something like that, I'm both jealous and also good for you. So, if any of y'all are planning on getting it, let me know. But how much was the Kiryu one? Do you guys remember the Kiryu one? I don't remember how much it was. I was just like, I saw the price and I was like, Edgeworth without a jacket works. The hair and the cravat are more than enough. Right? That's what I was like. If I can at least have this little white, this little white cravat, this bib, and the gray hair, then it's probably good enough. At least for stream, you know? If I went to a convention, I wouldn't just do this. I would want to have the whole outfit and everything, but once again, we did not have time to finish the costume, so sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This is Edgeworth on Casual Friday. Yes, this is what Edgeworth wears to the office on Friday. So, how do you feel about the Steel Samurai? I know of the Steel Samurai. I am aware that it exists, and that's about it. Obviously, that's it. That's the extent of it. Doesn't go any further than that. Doesn't, you know, it's not like I'm a fan or any, you know, like that's excessive of a word, right? Fan of something. I don't watch it every night or anything. That's preposterous. It's gonna be expensive. Yeah, I'm sure that statue's gonna be so expensive. The one that looked like he had been crying? Wait, what? Huh? Huh? Well, the statue of Majima? 800. Oh, hold on. I can't even open my eyes. $800. For a statue. If I'm paying $800 for a statue, I better see the physical reincarnation of the character in front of me. They should be here beside me as a real human person for $800. 800. 800. 8? I was like, oh, maybe 200 or 300. Like, that makes sense. 8. Oh. Okay. I saw the key go for 900. Okay. I mean, I make prosecutor money. I can afford that. And scene. Oh god. I am very interested to see the statue. Yeah, I would like to see it with my eyes in a picture on the internet. That's fine for me. That's good enough. Surprised they don't charge for that. Oh, it says $550, but now that it's out of stock, people are selling it from. Okay, so the 800 and 900s are like scalpers for statues. Got it. Got it. If Bishi is edgy and Panda is right, then where is Gummy? Cleaning my suit jacket, like I said. Chocobo Studio Majima. Yes, that's the creators. I'm not saying that people should be paid for their work whatsoever. It's just when it comes to like decor, for me, I don't like to spend more than a certain amount of money. So even if it is worth that much, because it's the quality is there. It's very, very good. Very, very good sculpt and really great painting job. But basically, I'm broke. I don't have $800 anime figure, not anime, sorry, video game figure money. So that's all. Someone who saw me, you know, criticizing it could be like, just say you're broke. Well, I did, okay? I did. Oh my god. What's the most expensive body part I could live without asking for a friend? I hope your friend is doing okay. But yeah, I had something funny to tell you all today. So I got into this costume, I want to say like an hour or two before stream. I like to give myself a lot of time. I get dressed before I have dinner, you know, all of that. So I was dressed up as Edgeworth a few hours ago. And Ruuuvo got our mail. And there was a letter addressed to me, so I opened it. And it was about how I have to do jury duty soon. And I opened it when I was dressed as a prosecutor. So I thought that was a little bit ironic. But I'm not happy about it. I didn't even think about the fact that I was dressed as Edgeworth at first. I just opened the letter and I saw I had jury duty and I was like, oh my god, really? Really? We're so busy right now. We're already so stressed. I gotta go worry about this crap. And then Ruuuvo was like, well, you have to admit it's a little funny. And I was like, what? Oh. I literally just like grabbed the letter violently and left the room. I was so upset. I was angry. I was so angry. Go to jury as Edgeworth. How many opportunities will you have? No. They'll put me in jail. They'll arrest me. I don't know. I don't know. It says you have to dress appropriately when you show up, which I guess, I mean, technically. Technically, I am dressed for the courtroom, but not their definition of courtrooms, so. I do not want to go to jail as Edgeworth, although that might be a cool opportunity too. I mean, how often do you get to be arrested as Edgeworth from Ace Attorney? But it's just not on my bucket list, so just don't wear the wig. So wear the cravat and the suit. God. My cat almost just sent a message in the chat. Well, what was she trying to say to us? I think it would have been very important. What was she gonna say? Successfully copied a message? Advanced techniques! Advanced techniques? I think your cat is slaying at typing. She's slaying, Your Honor! The keyboard! Bow, 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 bow. Hold on, I don't need to do that with my mouth. I can do that. Whose stuff are you drinking, Bish? Ruuuvo handed this to me. Trying to say something? Ruuuvo? Huh? I think it's time we jump into the Ace of Attorneys and get into episode 3. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So I don't need to think about how I need to go to jury duty. Oh. Hot stuff. Yeah, it says hot stuff. Hot stuff. The temperatures are rising. It is 109 degrees outside. Everything is hot. Everything. He's a 10, but he's into the Steel Samurai. I mean, what's so bad about that? I mean, I don't watch it or anything, but I mean, if someone that I like watches it, I mean, that's not gonna, you know, make them not a 10. You know. Your Honor, the defendant has to be guilty. Just look at what they're wearing. No fashion sense whatsoever. This is about Larry specifically. That makes him an 11. That alone makes him an 11. I love how these move around. You know, I love the drama. Like, no, I don't think so. No. I love how they wiggle. I love their wiggles. That's what I like. There's like different styles of styling a wig, right? Like, and both are valid. There is when you know what, we're just gonna go. I'm going on a tangent now, sorry, so we're coming back. Video games? What are you talking about? We don't do that here. There's a couple different ways to style a wig. There's a lot of different ways, but I feel like there's two general categories, right? There is, say like Sora from Kingdom Hearts, or even Phoenix from Ace Attorney. You have something that's really blocky, so a lot of people will go in and like literally sculpt the wig fibers to kind of like be those blocks and shapes exactly on their heads. But that means that there's not a lot of movement. It's all kind of cemented in place. And then there's another approach, which is what me and Ruuuvo typically like to do, where you make the general shape of the character's hair so it's, you know, accurate to the character, but kind of in a way that looks natural, because it's like, you know, being treated like real hair instead of, you know, kind of sculpting it into a permanent shape. So I like that about the way that we do wig styling. Again, there's nothing wrong with either, I feel. I think both have different purposes, and some people just have a preference for one over the other. But I just like that when I move my head, you know, it's staying in shape, but there's a little bit of softness, and it kind of, you know, it has some character because it can move around a little bit and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah. I like it. I like it. A 10. Wait, hold. A 10? Oh, god damn it. A 10 is a 10, Your Honor. It took me 3 fucking tries. I can only do it with my right hand. I cannot really... Like, I can, but I can't. I never do it with my left hand. It's like the first time I've tried. Yeah, it's just not the same. It's just not. Oh, see? It's because my fan needs to be a left-handed fan. It rolls out easier this way. Anyway, so much tood in the locks, I know, right? I love it. Can you imitate an Edgeworth sprite? There's one he does that makes him look like he's trying to hide his feelings. You can send me a picture. Have I seen it in the game before? I don't know. I think it's hilarious that for some reason cosplaying Edgeworth is like giving me even more gay energy, you know? It's just something about it. Just something about it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Exactly. But you want to know something? If you Google Edgeworth Ace Attorney on Google, like right now, if you look him up, like the 5th result is Edgeworth Phoenix shipping art. Where like Edgeworth is like tenderly holding. Oh wait. Oh no, he's not tenderly holding it. It's a little more than that, but he's holding Phoenix's face and they're like about to kiss or something. It's like the 5th result. It's so funny. I was looking up like pictures of him just to see what his like general makeup should be. It was like one of the first things I saw. I was like, yeah. Oh, is it the one where he's like holding his arm like Is it that one? That makes sense. Thank you for the clip, Ruuuvo. I could do a variation. He's like hiding behind the fan in front of Phoenix. He's like, oh my. Oh my. Majima does wear a leather jacket while hiding in the Tokyo sewers. Being musty is the least of his worries. I know that man bathes, but at some point he must have been stinky. At least for maybe 30 minutes, you know, while he was hiding in the sewer. At some point. I don't think he stinks, but I think he was stinky. At some point. As we all are. I mean, who among us is never stinky? None of us. All of us have been stinky at some point. Why is it silent? Why did my music... The music was like... Okay. Edgeworth is very gender. Oh, yes, I feel that. I didn't feel that until I dressed up as him, and now I feel that very much, yes. Good. A little spicy. Yeah, the fan art! The shipping art was a little spicy. It's just but tasteful. Tasteful, you know, nothing bad. It's so funny though, I've seen that image twice today, and you wanna know why? I saw it first when I was Googling, trying to find reference photos of Edgeworth. And then I was scrolling TikTok, And it's like it knew or something, because I was looking at this video and it showed, I think a screenshot from the anime of Phoenix and Edgeworth just next to each other. And it was saying something about how, like, you know, color theory is so wild. And it was like kind of color picking from Phoenix's face to show the color of his face. And I think that they were going to like go into, you know, oh, look, this color shows up like this, but then you put another color next to it, it's actually this color, something like that. And then it just cut straight to that shipping art that I saw on Google. So it was like a bait and switch. They were like, look at this, like, it's so crazy how like this stuff happens with color. And then it just cut to the the shipping fan art. It made me laugh so hard. I should have saved it. I think I liked it, so maybe I'll try to post it later. It knew. Yeah, it knew. That was so funny. I wasn't expecting it. I totally was just like, oh, I wonder what it's about to show me, and then Bishi outing themselves for being stinky sent tweet. Well, everyone's been stinky at some point. We were all babies. Yes, babies are stinky. So at least in the beginning years of our lives, we were all stinky. You cannot deny this. That is fact. You cannot tell me that you are a clone and you walked out of a test tube and you were a fully grown person. No. That's the only way you've never been stinky. He's a 10, but he uses 3-in-1 to wash himself. One. But realistically, what? I feel like Sajima's the only not stinky one. He probably smells like... I'm sorry. Enlighten me as to how person smells. We gotta start playing the game soon, cause y'all are getting out of hand here. We're getting a little out of hand. Anyways, before this gets more out of hand and falls on the ground, we're gonna go play some Ace Attorney. My God, this chat chaotic. Good for them. Okay, so. Let's play Ace Attorney. You think this conversation will stop at Ace Attorney? Joke's on you. We're only start talking about Gumshoe next. Oh, boy. Every single protagonist stinks besides one, and I'll leave it at that. Just one is not stinky? I wonder which one. All right, let's go. I know Edgeworth smells good. I know that. I know he does. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. So sorry. It wasn't me. I swear, it wasn't me. I wasn't ready for that dialogue. The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee. No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw. Oh, I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer. Nick? The hair almost looked like Phoenix. Hey? Why won't anyone believe me? Oh, this guy again.
Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you, Mr. Wright?
This court finds the defendant guilty. This court is adjourned. Dun 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 dun. So dramatic. This is happening really fast, y'all. I lost. I lost. Game over. They got a guilty. Way to go, Nick! The incompetency displayed here today is absolutely vile. Absolutely disgusting. I am appalled, Phoenix Wright. With your lack of experience and skill as a defender of justice. Oh, get ready for the Ussies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. I don't even remember what the case is. I don't either. I've never played it before, but that's the reason why, for me. I know for a fact Larry is a stinky little man. Oh yeah, Larry probably smells. No, Larry probably smells like he sprayed an entire can of Axe spray on himself. That's what he smells like. Tiny Mura smells like a baby powder. Baby! He smells the best in my opinion. Oh, way to go, Nick. Salt Bay is the murderer? Oh. So Nick can lose a court case, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Edgy baby, give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Where's your whip, Bishi whip? I'm Edgeworth. I'm not Franziska. That's someone else. I think you're confusing me for someone else. I am appalled to work in the same courtroom as you, Nick. Yeah, if anything, I have a fan. I'm Edgeworth, but if the gay was turned up to 11. Looks like right. Didn't get a dub, but an L. This case is okay to me, but definitely memorable. Larry literally smells like butts. Uh-oh. That's why he wears so much Axe spray, to cover it up. January 6, 10:03 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices.
It's Maya!
My daughter! That is my child! I adopted her.
The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world.
I bet it does, Maya.
So, I've decided that our resolution should be Svari, take on the world. What do you think?
Sure, whatever. But I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake.
Never! You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game.
Hey, pal! It is him! It's him! The gummy! Zapato! The gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe. It's him!
Happy New Year, Detective!
Likewise. Now listen up, right? I wanna...
Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation.
Yeah, me too. All right, pal, you've got some explaining to...
Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective?
What? Oh, well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but...
Yay, thanks!
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Pearly? You haven't forgotten her present, have you?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose?
I guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal. Now, let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine?
Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced.
Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you.
Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case.
Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month.
Which makes it old news, you mean?
But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December.
So what do you think this is all about, Nick?
Sorry, I can't read today. So wait. So everything that we just saw in the beginning of this was something that Phoenix doesn't remember happening? Here is my theory. Maybe someone impersonated Phoenix. That's what I think is happening, but I don't know. It's been 5 minutes. It has been 5 minutes. Oh gosh. I feel like Franziska would smell like very expensive perfume. Oh yes. Franziska, I am sure, smells amazing.
The baby, yes, the baby.
Larry feels like a 3-in-1 kind of person. Yeah, the 3-in-1 shampoo conditioner kind of person. You know, Larry is a 12-in-1 kind of person. Okay. that's yeah. Larry's a 5-in-1? No, I immediately jumped to 12-in-1. Oh. Gummy! Not the Gummussy! No, not the Gummussy! No. Hey, Voldemort, welcome. I love the voices. Thank you. Thank you. I try to make everyone sound different from each other. Do people actually review lawyers? I guess. Or he has amnesia again, but I doubt it. A really convincing cosplayer played the attorney. Yeah. The voice you do for Maya is so cute. Thank you. Yeah, I try to make her sound really cute because Maya is really cute. What's 12 include? Toothpaste, mouthwash, and hairspray? Yes. Yes. The attempt to sleep shall be made. No worries, Faz. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, and hope you have sweet dreams, and I hope we see you again sometime. Have a good night. Good night. It's Nick's evil twin, Joji, right? Oh my god.
So, what do you think this is all about, Nick?
If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility.
No way. You don't mean a phony Nick?
This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. Magazine clipping added to the court record. Oh, I didn't read it. Hold on. An article from December 5th says I was trounced and my client was found guilty. Someone got the dollar store Phoenix right for their attorney.
So, what are you gonna do about it, pal?
What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it?
Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case.
My fault?
How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of.
Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves?
But I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember.
You better make this right, pal. Now! And that means taking the case back to court. Got it?
Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto.
I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not gonna be easy to get it overturned.
I guess that New Year's resolution is gonna have to wait till next year.
So you're taking the case, right? Good! I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something. Okay, pal?
What? So someone impersonates him and now he has to go back to court to go defend the person that got him guilty even though it wasn't him because it was an impersonator? Now that's just... This is just silly. I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible.
No, you're not! Someone impersonated you! What?
But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? This would be so much funnier if I was cosplaying Phoenix Wright right now. Imagine! It's like... Not me. Not me. It's a third case. Things gotta get silly. I'm just like, it just throws us in so quickly. I'm kind of like, oh, there's not much of a setup for this one. Get it right? Yes. I have a theory it's an alternative dimension of Bad Phoenix crossing over to our world. Can you call a retrial in a case like this? I feel like it would take a lot of work. Yeah, I feel like they could just get the case thrown out realistically if it was done by someone who wasn't actually a lawyer but an impersonator or something. I don't know. Bishy's the impersonator. Get him! Oh no! Alright, let's see. Let's talk to Maya.
So, what's our first move?
I guess we go down to the detention center and talk.
Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind bars because of you. Whoever it is isn't going to be jumping at the chance to meet you, right?
Hey, let's get one thing straight. I'm I'm not. It wasn't me. It was a fake me that did this.
I wonder if he looks exactly like you.
You're phony. Shin. Yeah. Huh? Shin Yup?
I mean,
Oh, it's Phoenix backwards! I was like, where's she getting this name from? I hope not. Ugh. And what kind of name for an evil double is Shin Yup anyway?
ah, Nick, I got it.
If you're going to ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no.
Spoil sport.
Yeah, spoil sport, Nick!
Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me?
Maybe that was a fake gumshoe. Everyone's fake, we can't trust anyone. What do you mean?
I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who's just found out he's going to be a dad or something.
Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange.
Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick.
What? Huh? What? Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. He has his eyes set on someone else! A fake Bishi! Get him!
Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you,
Then maybe it's because of our new guilty client? Who's the guilty client? I wonder! Let's present this.
I can't believe you got an impersonator.
I can't either.
Huh, but look on the bright side. Only famous stars have people impersonating them.
This isn't funny, Maya. It's not just an impersonation. This guy stole my identity. And someone may have been wrongly convicted as a result.
I guess you should have gone into showbiz, huh, Nick?
I will never understand how your mind works, Maya. Never, ever. Did Nick get Gumshoe pregnant? What are we talking about anymore? What's happened to my chat? You know how we were talking about naming siblings the same name before? I have another idea. Name one name and name the other sibling that name backwards. Oh no. No, not the fanfics! Not the fanfics! Okay. Let's go see who it is. January 6th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty.
Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me.
Ah!
Oh! Oh wait, this is a bird girl. Bird girl? I think she had to do something with birds from like the first or second game.
How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying.
Aren't you?
Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Ah, are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie, remember? Maggie Beard.
Beard. I'm gonna say bird.
Maggie Bird.
Maggie Bird. Oh. She's wearing like a maid outfit? This is the one that people said I looked like before I dyed my hair. Yeah, Bishi, is that you? Yeah. It's the hair and the glasses. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop too. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you a quid?
Oh, sure. Very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see.
So that's where we stand right now.
I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. I love her sprite when she's like, she's almost doing the Edgeworth pose where she's like this, and she's like... she's like... trying to make Phoenix feel really guilty. She's like, but she's like checking to make sure he feels guilty. She's like... something like that. Yeah, like a maid cafe outfit. That looks like what she's wearing. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time.
But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Right is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir.
Poor thing. She even kind of looks a little bit like a bird. I love her. Maggie Bird.
So, how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform.
I was fired after that incident last year. Oh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on.
So, what do you do now?
In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress.
A waitress?
Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right?
Yeah, you could put it that way.
What happened? What happened? Oh, is this the character that Gumshoe has a crush on? Is that why he was acting like that? I just remembered that. I think he had a crush on her. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month, and it happened at Tribulations.
Tribulations?
Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included.
Oh.
Yet this is the character that looks like Phoenix. So I guess that's the impersonator. And they were the one who killed this person, and then they're trying to frame Bird. I guess that's probably what's happening. And yes, that is the character Gumshoe had a crush on. Okay. I remembered something.
There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then... one of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie.
What?
You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed?
Not at all. I'd never even seen the guy before.
Oh.
So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. I'm gonna start taking notes now. So, theory. Phoenix, impersonator, killed victim. And then, Bird has no motive. Okay. The notes begin. And the other man, the killer. You saw him, right?
Of course. A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele.
So, you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come?
You tell me, Mr. Right.
Ack! Guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. Okay, we need a description. Guilty verdict.
So, if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted?
Because no one else saw.
Saw what?
The other man. The one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. Maybe they're all in on it. Maybe they're all in on it. Okay, no one else saw the murderer.
The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time.
But how is that possible?
I don't know, but nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job.
Look, that wasn't me, okay?
And then they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket.
Oh?
What? A small bottle of poison.
Oh my god. They found a bottle of poison on your person. Great. Just great.
What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious.
And no one else saw this other guy?
No, sir. That's what everyone said, but I don't see how they could have missed him. I was the one who took the coffee to the two men.
Oh? And what was your impression of them?
Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry.
Music industry.
In music? How come?
Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him.
He looked kind of emo, I think.
Oh.
And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all?
Okay. And a CD. Thanks so much for the follow, Rue. Thank you.
What a sorry lawyer. So anyways, they found this poison in my apron.
I know, right? It's like, oh, that couldn't have helped you.
It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess.
Okay, so the CD said MC something. Got it. So it was a band CD. Maybe a promo disc?
Maybe it was MC Screwdriver.
Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that?
What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like?
Well, I don't really remember.
Only that he was a young man, well built like the victim, really.
That isn't mine, I swear! Someone put it in my pocket when I wasn't looking. Oh, yeah. I need to ask you about this.
Hey, this article's about my case.
Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me?
Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits.
Is that what he looked like? So he looked just like Phoenix? Me?
Yes, you, Mr. Wright.
Ugh.
Hey, Maggie, was my evil double
Ayam here too?
No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya.
Oh.
It would have been so cool.
Maya wants an evil twin.
Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you clear.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime.
They got an accent, you said. Okay, I get the picture. But you've met me in person before. So how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me?
I guess looking back now, it was a little strange.
Only a little?
Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and...
So the guy was nothing like me then?
But he had your spiky hair and blue suit.
That's all you need. That's all you need, baby. I'm living proof. All you need is the hair and the clothes, and you're the character, so... It was a cosplayer. That should have been the first red flag. No Maya by his side. Exactly. Exactly. Clearly not an evil twin. They don't have a mustache. The one thing they're missing. Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? I'm gonna put down that the impersonator has an accent. Hey, Rue. Spiky hair plus blue suit equals Phoenix Wright. Yeah, that's the formula. That's all you need.
How about everyone else in the courtroom? Like the judge and the observers? Didn't they realize he was an imposter?
They didn't care enough.
Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial?
Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney, so we should be able to get a retrial.
Mr. Wright?
Hmm?
Do you think we'll win next time, sir? My life has been a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck.
Wasn't that when I got you, like, innocent in the other game? Like, you weren't found guilty. You already got your luck. It's all gone, girl. It's all gone. I'm sorry. Do you think the judge would really notice? Yeah, the judge is so incompetent. He wouldn't even notice if Phoenix Wright was swapped out with, like, a completely random person. As long as the spikes were there. He doesn't even need the suit. He could have shown up in, like, freaking plaid. Judge seems a tad oblivious. Yeah, I wouldn't trust him whatsoever. Ma'am, are you okay, Maggie? Maggie is not okay. Hashtag Maggie is not okay. Hey, Anna, welcome. Bishi, this Edgeworth wig. I know, right? Ruuuvo styled it for me last week so I could cosplay Edgeworth for an Ace Attorney stream. So here we are. Ruuuvo did an amazing job. I know. Oh, so handsome. Oh, you flatter me. You flatter me, Anna. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love being Edgeworth. I know that I don't have like the full costume or anything quite yet. It's just really the wig. But I already love being him. I can't wait to be Edgeworth to like a convention someday in the future. Another thing I totally forgot to talk about that I meant to at the beginning of stream is the fact that I know I talked about going to Anime Fest in the past because we haven't been able to go to a convention in, I want to say 2 or 3 years now. But we decided not to go. And this was before we started planning for our wedding this year. We just happened to not feel like it was a good idea to go. So we are not going to a convention, but we are getting married. So, you know, it's fine. I'll be Edgeworth, maybe to a convention next year. There's just a lot going on right now. And, you know, COVID is rampant at the moment as well. So I just wouldn't really feel comfortable going to a con. But that's just us. And so yeah, the costume work isn't like top priority because of that. So that's partly why I don't have like the suit jacket and all of that. But we got the wig and I can cosplay on stream anytime I want. So we're doing that instead. The wig looks great, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, Ruuuvo, the mod in chat there, is my partner, my fiance. And they styled this wig. I've styled wigs before, but Ruuuvo is definitely the more advanced stylist out of the two of us. I would cosplay Edgeworth, but I hate stuffy clothes and shoes. I get that. Yeah, like sometimes there's a character you want to cosplay, but for, you know, different reasons you don't feel like they really would fit you because of the style, or it's just a lot. I get that. Especially like if I went to a summer convention, that would be a lot to wear. So I probably wouldn't want to do that, but someday I'll be Edgeworth to a con. I will divulge my secret techniques just for you. Can't wait for cosplay party. And we all love Ruuuvo. Oh yes. I love Ruuuvo the most though. I will claim that now. Okay, I'll find that one single moment of good luck.
Ugh. Shinniop is really gonna pay for this.
What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out.
We'll find him. Don't you worry. We'll get Jenny up for you.
Which is just Phoenix backwards.
Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Trespien is then.
Oh, right. The restaurant where the murder took place.
Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. All right, Nick. Let's go check out this restaurant and its food.
Yeah, she's gonna want to eat the food, huh? All right. So now we can go here, or we could go over here. Maybe we'll go here first. Hold up. I left for a second. I just got back and heard something that caught my attention. You're engaged? Alfred, come on, Alfred. Don't be silly. You know. Don't act like you're new here. I could cosplay Elle. I wear a lot of plain shirts and jeans. What? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Definitely some of the first cosplay I ever did was costumes that I knew I could make myself, like, you know, something with a t-shirt and pants. Nothing that's like, oh, you gotta sew a suit together or you gotta make a prop. I chose costumes that I would be able to do. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like, oh, the way a lot of people start is you do something that's maybe a little bit easier to put together. And then as you get more comfortable or you start wanting to, you know, make costumes or buy costumes, then you start getting into more advanced stuff. But yeah. Nowadays, you know, I like to cosplay stuff like this. Ruuuvo is great at sewing and prop making and wig styling, and I am definitely still a beginner. I made my first cosplay from scratch in 2019 and wore it to the last convention we ever went to before the pandemic started, so haven't really had a big opportunity to make something again anyway. But yeah, I made a Giorno Giovanna costume from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I'm very, very proud of what I did. Definitely some things I would do differently if I attempted it again, but it was my first try. And I think it came out pretty freaking good for a first try. Ruuuvo was there to kind of give me assistance and guidance, but I was the one that was cutting out the pieces, sewing them together, constructing it. So yeah, I'm still proud of that. But yeah, that was the last time I made something. Oh. I was the opposite. I dove into the deep end for cosplay. Yeah, Ruuuvo's just that type of person. Probably too lazy for cosplay. No worries. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with buying a costume, too. If you decide, oh, I really want to be this character, but they have, like, a trench coat, you can look up people who make cosplay for people to buy and then get the trench coat. You know, that kind of thing. I don't see anything wrong with that. I've been watching Space Dandy. Space Dandy! I love the opening for Space Dandy. And the animation's really good, too. I don't remember if I watched every single episode. I think I only watched season 1, or if I started season 2, I didn't finish it, something like that. But I've seen all of season 1, and I really like that. He's a dandy guy! He sure is. Yeah, I liked Space Dandy. Let's go to the Criminal Affairs first. January 6th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
It's been ages since we came down to the precinct, huh, Nick?
Looks like Gumshoe isn't around.
He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do the work.
No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is on the courthouse. He's probably trying to arrange the retrial of this case.
Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh?
After being convicted without a fair trial, I'm not sure killer is the right label. Okay, yeah, so there's nothing to do here. Wait a second! What is that?
Hey, that's the police mascot, isn't it? It's so cute.
That's the Blue Badger. It was my idea. I made it, and now it's the national symbol of the police force. But there's 2 of them! So what's with the pink one? It's new, right?
She's not an it, Nick. She's a she, right, Chief?
Yep. Respect her pronouns, please! Meet the Pink Badger.
So one's called Blue and the other's called Pink, but they're both called Badger?
You got it. They're married. They're Badger married!
Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief.
They're just really in love. When a blue badger and a pink badger love each other very much, Maya, they... You got it. That's marriage for you. Oh my god. Not the ball and chain jokes. Whoa, a mascot that's deeper than the deepest of deep oceans. They like to have fun. They were roommates. Yeah, they just like to have fun. That's why. That's why. Okay. We're gonna go back here, and now we can go to the restaurant. Two badgers, and they're handcuffed together. Two badgers hanging out on a windowsill, handcuffed together because they are gay. Oh, gotta go. Have a good stream, everyone. Thanks so much for the follow earlier, Rue, and thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hope we see you again sometime, but have a good night. I've been wanting to rewatch Trigun, but got lazy, and ironically, I've been reading the manga instead. Well, there you go. There you go. You're still experiencing it. Yeah, we went to a shop over the weekend that had a bunch of manga and figures and stuff like that, and we actually got a couple of issues of manga. I got another Way of the House Husband issue. I forget which one, but I only had one before, so now we have two. I love Way of the House Husband. And I also got, I think it's called like Yakuza Story. I was literally just looking in the section that had like the word Yakuza in it, because I was just like, oh, I wonder what's over here. I know that there's nothing actually like RGG Yakuza themed. It's just, when I get into something, I want to like look at everything that's related to it too. So like anything that has to do with Yakuza as a category or a genre now, I kind of want to get into, or at least look at it. So I was looking at that, and there was a manga that was called Yakuza Story or something, and I was like, oh. And the art was actually really good. Oh no, not Yakuza Story. Yakuza Reincarnation. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting premise. Basically, Yakuza gets reincarnated into like a fantasy world. So I thought that was interesting. I'm still reading it though. I haven't finished it. But I'm proud of myself because I haven't like really read anything, novel or manga, in a long time. So I'm trying to get it back into reading by reading some manga, but I forgot to finish it. How's the Trigun manga? Never read it, but watched the anime a couple times. What do you think, Ruuuvo? What do you think? Been watching Hunter x Hunter with my partner. Yes, I've heard about Hunter x Hunter too. Is that the one with the character that looks like a clown? That has like shapes on his face? Like a teardrop and a star or something. Hisoka? I think his name is Hisoka. Yes, okay, yeah. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen people cosplay from it all the time at conventions and stuff. All right, let's go to Trespia. Trespia. Oh, it's so pink. Very pink. Wholesome Yakuzas is a new favorite trope. Yes, I love wholesome Yakuzas. Oh, Bishi pronounces the X in Hunter x Hunter. Get him? What? So it's just Hunter Hunter? I didn't know. I see an X. I'm gonna say X. Hunter multiplied by Hunter. Is that better? Is that better? Huh? A Yakuza-themed isekai? Yeah! It's called Yakuza Reincarnation, I think. Yes. I too pronounce the X. Yeah, I've never watched the show. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Cool your jets, bro. I like the Trigun manga a lot. Different story-wise from the anime. Oh. Yeah, for that reason, I wanted to read the JoJo manga still. It's just... I never have time, but I love having a physical book to read. But there's so many volumes of JoJo, I don't want to buy all of them, especially the hardcovers. It would be way too much money. So if I were somehow able to obtain all of the JoJo physical manga, I think I would be able to actually sit down and read all of it, because I love having something physical nowadays. But yeah, till then. Let's see. Hunter is great. The final arc is a bit much for me though. Oh, I pronounce the X too. Fave ship, Hunter x Hunter, yeah. Hunter squared! Yeah, I'm like, how am I supposed to say it? I think most people say the X. What the heck then? I'm saying the popular opinion and you're trying to drag me for it, huh? Good lord. You're just trying to stir up trouble, Alfred. You're the troublemaker. Hunter times Hunter. I think the Trigun anime compresses the story and some dicey parts are left out. It makes me wonder if the new anime is going to follow the manga or just be an original story. Oh yeah, because the new anime is coming out. Waiting patiently for a reveal in part 6 for y'all to get hyped over. Ooh. I've read almost all of the JoJo manga online, and I only buy certain volumes just to have because I like the arc or cover art. Yeah, that's what I was doing before. I was just reading it online, especially that was before the physical volumes were pretty, you know, spread out, like available. I mean, a lot of these weren't even really available here. Nowadays I see I think I saw part 5. Yeah, I saw part 5 manga on the shelf, like officially translated. So that's actually pretty new to the JoJo fandom as well. We used to have only like fan translations and stuff. So that's really cool. But it's just really expensive to buy all of these physical volumes. So I don't really buy manga anymore, except for the 2 that we bought over the weekend. But yeah, anyway, I would love to have the physical JoJo because it's easier for me to read a physical book now because it encourages me to keep reading. With the online stuff, I never do it. But anyway, yeah, what a beautiful doing. Did you ever read the Very Bad Fan Translation? Yes, I read parts of it. I didn't read through the entire thing, but I've seen a good chunk of it. All right, January 6th, Drespia. With the murder scene?
Wow, look at this place.
Look? More like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Look at the chef, the photo of the chef over there. Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right?
Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to see us. Maybe there's no one here.
Phoenix is like, girl no like pink flowery smell? Girl no like pink and girl no like flower? Untrue. Untrue. You can't compute. I've only read up to part 8 of JoJo, but only read 10 chapters. I was collecting the hardcovers, but missing a few volumes of part 3. Yeah, I only have a few of the hardcovers. Again, just the ones I like the cover art of, like the ones with Dio on it. I know I have those. But for reading, I have not bought any. Like, I've only bought ones that I've already read online before, like part 3 stuff. Hard to justify manga for me. I'll buy it, but need to know if I'm gonna like it, so I'll sit there in Barnes & Noble just looking up book reviews. Yeah, I used to do that too. Or I would just go ahead and start reading it, and then if I liked it by, you know, partway through, I would get it and take it home. Or you just sit there in the Barnes & Noble and read the whole thing and then put it back on the shelf. But you didn't hear that from me. You heard it from Edgeworth, who is not legally obligated to say or do anything because he's a fictional character. And then have to start getting part 4 and whatnot. Yeah. Alright, no one's coming to see us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant, and it's open for business. Hello? Anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here.
Perfect. Let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want.
Maya! You little thief. Yeah, I suppose we can. Oh my god. Edgeworth encouraging you to do crimes so he can prosecute you? Yeah, you didn't hear it from me. But, when and where did you say you wanted to steal that from? Oh, hey, Spy, welcome. I made it in time to be intrusive. Let's go! Welcome in. Whenever I go to the bookstore, I'm compelled to buy all the Junji Ito I can. Last trip, I got like $100. Is that what you're saying? $100 worth of manga? Oh my god. Junji Ito's so good, though. I do not blame you. Like, that's just cool to have on the shelf. Alright. Let's see. We do actually have some Junji Ito. I think, someone gifted Ruuuvo a Junji Ito, volume, for a birthday present or something. Yes, money. Oh, $100. Well, now you have it forever. And Junji Ito is pretty cool.
It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French.
Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya?
Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then.
Hmm? There's something stuffed in behind the rack. I saw it right away.
Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this! Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages.
MC Bomber.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros.
100,000. Or is that 500,000 over there? Huh.
$100,000 maybe?
MC something. MC Bomber. Okay, and $100,000 question mark? Interesting. I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper. It's from December 3rd. That's the day of the murder, isn't it? This paper's from the day of the poisoning.
What?
Sports paper added to the court record. I like how I found probably the most important piece of evidence in the room immediately. Dates from December 3rd, the day of the incident, found at Trespian. A paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. MC Hammer? I think I have Uzumaki. Yeah. A thick hardcover that one of my friends got me as a gift. I bought my first Junji Ito manga at a con recently called Venus in the Blind Spot, and I love the story it's titled. Ooh, I haven't heard of that one. Y'all ever get a text from someone asking something and you reply right away, but then they take forever to message back? My Nina texted me asking if I was awake. I said, yeah, I am, but it's been about 10 minutes. I've just been sitting here like, why did you need to know? Why do you need to know if I'm awake? Yeah, I also hate that. Anxiety game. Oh.
It's a rack full of fashion magazines and they're all in French.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'd look stunning in some of those Parisian frocks, huh?
We found that sports paper behind this magazine rack earlier. I better try to find out everything I can about it. Okay. I want to look at this. It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. It probably says open or closed. It must be one or the other, but I don't know which since I don't know Jacques about French.
Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here.
I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Let's see, a bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look, fine bone china cups.
I never knew you were so cultured.
Come on, Maya. This is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure you're not maybe a fan of little fancy things, Phoenix? Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money.
A cash register? You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way.
A magic box for money!
Oh, Maya. You sweet child. Okay, slide. I'm gonna look at this last.
Tea time with Edgeworth! Pinkies up!
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. wait, he's just like... Just... I can imagine the two playing chess and drinking tea. Mug. Phoenix, another selfie? Fine. For you, I will. Question, what's the worst thing you have had at a popular restaurant? I tried the teriyaki at Subway. Imagine the blandest chicken dunked in 10 gallons of cheap teriyaki sauce. Couldn't get a second bite. Your first mistake was getting teriyaki from Subway. I'm sorry, Arkham, but that was not a good choice. I would not trust a Subway to know how to make teriyaki of all flavors. Oh my god. The worst thing I've had at a popular restaurant. I'm trying to think. The first thing that popped in my head was that I went to a Japanese restaurant and ordered takoyaki, and it was not good. And it was the first time I ever tried it, so I thought I didn't like takoyaki. And then I actually tried it at other Japanese restaurants, and it was really good. So I think they just made it wrong or bad that one time. I don't know. That's all I could think of. I don't know. There's been plenty of times I've eaten food that I did not like, but I cannot think of them. Thank you for the clip. Enthusiasm. Yes, thank you. Oh, the Wendy's potato! Yeah, sorry. See, that's how bad my memory is. I couldn't even think of the frickin' infamous Wendy's potato. Yeah, the time I had the plain Wendy's potato just with chives. Not by choice, but because I have anxiety. It's a whole story. I've told it a couple times, but basically I was a kid and I didn't feel confident enough to correct people if they said the wrong thing when I said something, if they misunderstood or misheard me. So someone misheard me when I said I wanted a baked potato, and they kind of just assumed I wanted like just the potato and nothing else on it, and that's what they ordered for me. And I didn't eat it because I couldn't. The elusive plain potato with chives. I don't trust half the meats at Subway. I always go for a ham. Just wanted to spice up my sandwich and I made a mistake. Yeah, sometimes you want to spice things up, but the spice just isn't there. Spice just isn't. It's not working, but I'm sorry about that. Sorry you experienced terrible teriyaki. Let's look at this table. This table's set nicely. It just needs a customer.
What do you think this flower is, Nick?
Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip, and it's not a sunflower, I don't think. I don't think it's a sunflower!
Duh! Even I could have told you that.
Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Dang nabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. You don't know what a lily looks like? I mean, come on! Come on, man. A rose? You don't know what a rose... Sir? Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there.
Really? Cool. I love snow. Let me see. Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing.
Gotcha! I was only kidding, Maya.
Nick! There are lies that are okay to tell and lies that definitely aren't.
All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. You got her hopes up, you monster! This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. This will be important later. I'm sure the partition is the reason why no one saw the other guy. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Restaurant. I was gonna say, does anybody else, when you're spelling the word restaurant, have to like think inside your head, rant, in order to spell it right? Because I literally do that every single time. But I spell restaurant correct every single time because of it, so it's fine. Yes, yeah! I always have to think that in my head, like rant. And I always spell it right. Another thing that I do, I don't know if anybody else does this, but sometimes I can't remember on the spot the order of the months in the year. So I will literally filter through the order in my head. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Like that. But I do it in my head so no one has to know. But now all of you do, so. There was actually a little song that I learned in elementary school to learn the orders of the months. And when I think of the order of the months in my head, I hear the song every time. You do that too? Also do that with the alphabet? Yeah. Yeah. Like, if I had to be like... if I got pulled over and, you know, they were trying to see if I was under the influence or anything, and they asked me to do the alphabet backwards, I would not be able to do it, not because I would be under the influence, but because I can't fucking do the alphabet backwards! Who can do the alphabet backwards? I can't do that under no influence! I have to pull up an actual calendar. I can't remember it. I have the little song, so at least I can think of the order like that. Oh, you can? Yeah, okay, Alfred. Yeah, all right. When you get pulled over and they try to test you, you tell me how that goes. Because I can't. I can't do it. For me, the food was it was a restaurant whose gimmick was that you get sent an ARG along with your meal. The burger was good but peppery, but the fries were the worst. I've never had fries that salty in my whole life. I've had a lot of fries, but those were the saltiest on the planet. Oh. And I love salty fries, but if it was that bad, what were they doing? They just like poured a whole bottle of salt. I don't know about popular, but I've had a lot of bad Chinese food. Once you have really good authentic stuff, the more Americanized does not compare. Oh, I'm sure. How are you supposed to give to Edgeworth on y'all's oh, Nick, how are you supposed to give flowers to Edgeworth on y'all's anniversary if you don't know what flowers are? Oh. The best thing I had at a Chinese restaurant was a braised pork belly. Ooh, melted in your mouth. That sounds so good. You know the little rhyme about the months that tell you which ones have 30 days and which have 31? I don't, actually. I can never remember which months have 30 or 31 days. They didn't teach us a little song for that one, so I don't have it. I have to look it up on the calendar on my phone. I wouldn't be able to do that. Taught myself the alphabet backwards when I was bored in 4th grade. Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so you put effort into that. I did not do that. I haven't needed to use it for anything, but it's neat to remember. Well, okay, cool. So you prepared. You prepared for that moment in your life. I haven't. I have not. Ooh, okay, this must be the table where the murder occurred. There's a big stain on it.
I guess so, with all this police tape all around it, too.
And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya?
Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know.
Then why can I picture you doing just that?
Let me just taste test this poisoned coffee.
Maya probably would do that.
I wonder if it still tastes good.
I think that's it. I didn't see anything else. Anything on the ground? This is like a fancy version of a Zelda song, almost, it feels like. Like, I can just imagine the song that plays when you go into people's houses in Ocarina. Okay, I didn't find anything. Where can we go now? I can present this. Since I've been playing Pokemon, I have to admit, whenever I think about a Pokemon Gen, when I'm talking about Alola Pokemon, I say Gen 6. When Gen 6 is Kalos? The France region. I always skip one Pokemon Gen, it's almost always Kalos. Just forget it exists. You know when you have bad sushi, I used to go to a sushi place that I loved, but they changed owners, and when I went back, I immediately got food poisoning after eating there. No! Oh, that's awful, Wolf. I'm so sorry. That is like... That's the worst because you loved going there. It was your favorite, and then now it's like, you can't trust it. Ugh. I've definitely had not great sushi before. Not to the point of getting food poisoning, but like just tasting not good. There's this one place that we go to sometimes. It's been a while, but we've been there quite a few times. And like any sushi that just has like a fish on top of rice is fine. I like those. But like a lot of their rolls just don't really taste that great. And specifically their California roll is like a super, super mayonnaise forward. And like I eat mayonnaise with stuff sometimes, but I don't love it. So it just tastes like a mayonnaise roll with rice on it. It's just not good. It's not what I expect from a California roll, which I know is basic as hell anyway, but it did not taste good. It didn't taste right, so I don't like to really go there too much. Our teacher had the alphabet on the wall and I was just sitting there memorizing it. Well, there you go. It's a skill. One thing about the alphabet, I never for the life of me knew, why did my preschool teachers count CH as a letter? Ch as a letter. Huh. I don't know. Because I know you're not in the US, right? So I don't know if that's just like a difference, because I don't think that like here in the US we learned that CH was something. Ch can be like a sound, I guess. I don't know. I think the one thing I was surprised I didn't like was seaweed. It's very bitter to me, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah, I mean, I get that. I like seaweed snacks, like if they've been dried and have salt on them. I don't know how much I like seaweed on its own. I think Ruuvo's a fan, but I'm not, so it's just up to personal taste, you know? I don't blame you for that. But dried seaweed is very crunchy. Very good. Oh, a sports paper. Let's see. Did Gutzen Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie, that paper was actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder.
And Gutzen got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid.
Oh no. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Trespien.
Really? That's strange.
Trespien doesn't get newspapers.
Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind.
Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here.
Aha! That's it, sir! MC Bomber.
That was the name that was written on the CD. I thought so. Just as I thought.
I guess it was an MC Screwdriver after all, huh?
Instead of MC Hammer? Oh, I see. It took me that long to get the joke. So, that $100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right?
If someone gave me $100,000, I'd sing for sure! The Master of Kurain, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme.
Okay, Maya. Maya does have a theme, doesn't she? Okay, so if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. Okay. Newspaper might have been the victim's. Okie dokie.
You're right.
So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh?
I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick?
Step up the investigation. Okay, does that mean going here now? Does that mean going back to the restaurant? Oh yeah, okay. That's the name of his mixtape. Y'all probably don't care, but it's been 25 minutes and I'm losing my mind. What did she mean? Why did she ask if I was awake and then not say anything? You could send another message. Could be like, hey, did you need something? You know? Or what do you need? I would follow up with that. That's what I do because I hate just sitting there not knowing what's going on. So I'll just send another message, be like, hey, just checking in. What do you want? You know, January 6th, Trespien.
Oh la la, bonjour, welcome to La Trespien.
By the way, I can't do a French accent, so I formally apologize.
Oh, hello.
What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Oh my god.
Bienvenue! Welcome to my petit restaurant!
Oh my god! I love them. I love them. I loved them the moment I saw their picture on the wall. Look at this person. Beautiful. Amazing. I hope that I can continue to like this character. I hope something bad doesn't happen. Oh. What do you want? I'm playing video games. I'm very, very busy. There he is. Please don't be the murderer. I love you. I'm scared.
Huh? B Avenue? There's a B? Oh non, my petite tulip. Huh? Me? Look at this face. Like a kid, like kitten rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, no? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bath oil mélange of la nerol and la rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oui, just add a couple of drops of this mixture to la bath water and voila! It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastic. It's simply fantastic. My name is Emily, and I'm French. And everything is fantastic.
French bathwater. Casually calling Maya stinky.
Really? And voilà, monsieur.
Who? Me?
Look at that face, like la puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, no? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot, and maybe a hint of oui. I will add la peppermint and la clary sage for a fragrance exceptionnel. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur.
My beauty?
Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you the special menu of the day.
Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers.
Mais bien, sir. I know this already, monsieur. You are la Phoenix, right? No?
Yes? You know me?
Mais oui. I never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Shiniok.
It looks like everyone to do with this case knows who I am already. Finally, a man with taste! Nick is beautiful.
A hint of oui. My favorite.
Just called Maya and Nick sticky. I'm gonna be honest, I've never really done a French accent. I know it's not the best. Okay, I know. And I just know that like this whole bit with the character is just like a caricature of French people. I know. Leaving on people, don't you? Kind of impression. Leaving on people. Okay.
Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong. Enchanté. Enchanté.
You stay. Enchanté, you stay.
Look at his face.
Yeah. Oh. I don't even know if y'all. Oh yeah, you guys can see my face. I think it's funny in the French localization. He's Italian. Oh, that's a spicy meatball. I would also love to voice an Italian character. That would be amazing. All right.
Tres bien. So, what does tres bien mean? I know tres, that means three, right? No. Tres bien is français. In English, you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactamente. La atmosphère is très bien, and la cuisine is très bien.
If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? Maybe because someone died.
My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate the hot cuisine.
I thought everyone liked hot cuisine.
Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands.
So you're running this place on your own now?
Oui, for the moment, no one has answered my advertisement. Oh, pour moi.
Please don't eyeball me while you say that. Would you like to work for me, sir?
I am la chef. I am la manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. A roaming what? A practitioner de aromatherapy. La art of soothing la soul with a delicate floral aroma.
Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but.
What happened? Oh, what happened?
So, could you tell me what you know about the incident?
Yeah, it makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened.
Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. Yeah, let's see. Let's start a timeline here. Alright, 1 month ago, the murder occurred. Alright. Good enough! That's the whole timeline. Oh, did y'all see they added Daisy to Mario Strikers? I did. I love Daisy. A queen. A princess, but a queen. It's not perfect, but it is très magnifique. Don't know how to smell it. I mean, spell it. Yeah, we've been talking about smell too much. 41% love with Nick's French bathwater. Get Phoenix in a Maydress petition. I mean, technically, once Ruuuvo makes their Phoenix Wright cosplay, we could have Phoenix in a maid dress. Ruuuvo. So many French words help. I've seen Art of Godot and Edgy in maid dresses, of course. That does not surprise me.
So, it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon.
Okay, we're getting some information here. So, 1 p.m. And that was December 3rd. Okay.
A man who was in there for a coffee suddenly became ill.
Because of the poison in his coffee?
That is the truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair.
He was dead?
Mon Dieu! Oui! He was dead! Maggie had passed out also.
And this man who died, was he alone?
Oui, monsieur. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but...
I see.
La police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table? They asked. But I am not the only one. La old man said the same thing.
Old man? What old man?
Old man! How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
Okay. So... Armstrong. But the thing is, Armstrong was in the kitchen, and he ran out when he heard the collapse. So it could be that the person ran out or sat at a different table before people looked, other than Maggie, but... let's see. Okay, Armstrong. Didn't see murderer, but was in the kitchen. Okay. Old man. So who is this old man that you mentioned?
At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here.
What? Someone else saw it?
My sweet, or my wee.
I don't know.
As usual, it came alone that day. At the time of the murder, I was here. I saw it too. But I said the same thing, that there was no one else at the victim's table.
But Maggie swears there were 2 people.
Mademoiselle, la lawyer, I could not prove this, no?
About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose?
My bien, sir.
Sir. I just love this sprite. Wow, he's the first person who said it wasn't me.
Don't kid yourself, Nick.
Now, who's the one making stuff up? Oh, okay, well, anyway.
I am not a lawyer myself. I do not wish to speak out of turn. But your defense in court that day was a little, how you say, lacking, perhaps. Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. You were very cool, though. Oui, so handsome.
Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been.
Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred.
Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. We found this sports paper in the magazine rack here.
One of my customers must have left it behind.
Do you have any idea which customer it was?
The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save for my kitchen.
Well, Looks like Mr. Armstrong doesn't get any newspapers.
Well, it wouldn't exactly suit the feel of the place, would it?
Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic like in these mags, Maya?
Yeah, I'd look stunning in some of those Parisian frocks, huh?
Maybe I can present a profile to him. Can't forget about those. There's Godot. Trespien's owner and chef, a witness in the case who is also into aromatherapy. A waitress at Trespien was found guilty of murder thanks to the phony meme.
Maggie was a policewoman once, n'est-ce pas?
Yes, but she had to quit for reasons beyond her control.
Oui, oui. She was la suspect in la murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave to her la perfume for la happiness.
Happiness perfume?
Oui, blended from bergamot like I have given to you before. Before?
And she's been arrested again and found guilty this time.
This is true. El natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong.
Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work.
I am not surprised she was la prime suspect after something like that took place before my very eyes.
Something like what? What's this guy talking about?
Does this mean Maggie did have a motive?
We've got to ask this guy for more info. Stat. Yep, there we go. All right, Maggie's motive. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen?
Oui, I suppose you could say so.
So what happened?
No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oui, it is true.
If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant.
So please, tell us anything you know.
Chef's got secrets.
3!
Cyclops?
No way. What are we gonna do, Nick?
We'll just have to remove... What the?
What's wrong?
The Magatama. It's gone.
Huh?
I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. Oh no.
What?
But I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby? Did he steal it? Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there?
That is a question you will have to ask him yourselves. Huh? Him? La old man spends all of his time dans le parc.
Le park? Oh, a park? What park's that?
Behind la restaurant, it is called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Je vous en prie, my dear. Let's go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick.
I don't know all these words.
Where's my Magatama? No! It's gone!
Oh. Someone stole it! Or Phoenix dropped it, I don't know which one. I'm gonna present yourself.
It is hard to imagine, I know, but I was an apprentice for 5 years in la...
Gay Paris. Gay Paris, huh? All my Magatama's gone. Oh.
Wow, in Paris?
Oh, sorry.
Paris. La gay Paris. It was something la chef said to me that made me decide to open my own restaurant.
Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Just a Nerdy Gal. We get a shout out for Nerdy Gal, please. Thanks so much for that raid. What were you playing? How was your stream? I hope it was wonderful. Welcome in, y'all. My name is Bishi. I am currently cosplaying as Edgeworth and playing some Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We have just started the 3rd trial today, the 3rd case, and are currently investigating this really cute, fancy French restaurant. And I'm doing a really bad French accent because this character is speaking with a French accent, so I'm trying my best. But yeah, welcome in. Oh, Genshin, nice, nice. Playing some Genshin. You are Edgeworth, that's so awesome. We were just playing some Genshin Impact, nice. Yeah, so I don't have like the full cosplay for Edgeworth yet. Me and my partner were planning on being Edgeworth and Phoenix for a convention, which we ended up canceling going to the convention. And we are also planning to get married later this year, so we were like, maybe we should put the cosplay work on the back burner for a little bit. But I have the wig, and we made a little makeshift cravat for the man. So yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to throw this together for today and play some Ace Attorney while I'm looking like Edgeworth. But yeah, my partner Ruuuvo styled this wig for me. It looks amazing. My headphones are making this pop up, but it's usually smooth. Smooth. Still amazing. Love myself some Ace Attorney. Yes, me too. Me too. I've been really loving Ace Attorney, and I hope one day to have a full costume for Edgeworth, because I like him. I like him a lot. But yeah, glad to have y'all in here. Like I said, we are interviewing this French man who is just adorable. I think. But yeah, welcome in, y'all. All right, let's see. Made me decide to open my own restaurant. What was it?
That awful man said to me, you must train for another 10 years. Oh, it was such a shock. So unexpected. But you would have to be a fool to do this, no?
It's really bad accent, I'm sorry. I'm trying. So now we're done talking to him, and we can go to Vitamin Square now. We're gonna look for an old man. Oh my god. The pigeons! Look at all the pigeons! Oh my goodness. Yes! This is the park for me. They're so cute! Look at all the fruits. Look at all the fruits! This is so cute. I would actually love to visit a place like this. Look at all the birds. Okay, January 6th, Vitamin Square. Hey, some of y'all who are new here didn't know, I love birds very much. We have a couple of pet birds, a pigeon and a dove, so this is right up my alley. And we actually recently, a few months ago, got some chickens, and they live outside now. They're almost fully grown. They're getting there. They're growing up. But yeah, I don't think I have pictures of the chickens on hand, but I have the pet command for our inside birdies and our dog Poppy. Poppy's doing good. She's in the other room with Ruuuvo right now, and the chickens are doing good too. They live outside in their coop now, and you know, they're starting to squawk and sound like grown-up chickens, but they still have a little bit of a baby noise too. And even though it's super, super hot outside, I mean, it was like 108 today, 106, something like that. Like, just complete ridiculousness. We are doing our best to keep them cool and making sure the ground in their coop is like really cool. And we water it several times a day to kind of like let them cool down and stuff like that, and give them frozen veggies as a treat, stuff like that, to try and help them stay cool. But they're doing good. They are good chickies. But yeah, let's keep going. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you.
Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about?
That grouchy-looking grandpa?
He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons.
Of course he is. Maya, he's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. No! Oh my god. What is this song? His nose! What is this character? Ugh, my grumpiness threat level has just been raised to red. Oh boy. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you?
Yes!
I just want to ask you a couple of questions.
What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? So you don't like my seeds, huh, pigeons?
No! Leave them alone! He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's got to hurt. No!
Go on, eat this.
What a jerk! Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bird?
I don't know any Maggie Bird.
Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations.
Ha! It's a disgrace, I tell you. An utter disgrace.
A disgrace?
An innocent young girl revealing herself like that.
Revealing? You mean her uniform?
The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you, not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old BishiDove values of Japan, like honor and modesty?
What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing.
You? Your problem is you lack any sense of grace.
Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts.
You don't need to be validated by a grumpy old fart, Maya. Don't worry about him. What's with the character designs in this episode? I like them, just so different from previous stories. Yeah, I feel that too, very different. But I don't like this guy because he's hurting the pigeons. Do you go to Tribulations a lot?
That miserable excuse for a restaurant? That garbage they serve and there's not food? Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice?
Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir.
Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls?
You mean the waitresses?
You can see all the way up to their...
Yes, the waitresses. He's just a creepy old gross man. I hate this old grandpa. Oh my god.
They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it?
Listen, it's not my restaurant.
It's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable.
Then why do you go there? Go somewhere else. He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? Because he loves to be angry, as many old people do. I think I remember hearing that this was a Justice for All case that got scrapped and reworked for Trials and Tribulations. Oh, at least his song is good. The song is different, yeah. But I don't like him.
Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there?
Sir?
There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Ha! Take that! No!
No!
You must be hiding something, right?
If he is, I should be able to see a psych lock or two. Oh wait, I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh?
Remember, Nick, that Magatama is only on loan. You'd better find it or else.
If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. I guess let's present some stuff. Excuse me, sir, could I just ask you about this? Sir?
Here you go, boy. How does some pigeon feed sound to you?
This wasn't exactly what I was hoping to get out of this guy. It's teetering a little bit too much into Gumshoe. I gotta change his voice somehow. I wonder if I should just go full throttle into like old man voice. I was trying to like do something different, but... Maybe I forgot how to do my old man voice. His nose is like a big pimple. I hate it. Ugh. I hate that imagery. Go old countryman voice. Yeah, let me try that. Excuse me, sir. Could I just ask you about this? Sir?
There you go, boy. How does some pigeon feed sound to you?
This wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. It's gonna take me a minute to get his voice down. I don't know why I can't do an old man voice today.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Maybe I can show this. No, he's not gonna know. Okay. Well, let's examine the area. I want to examine these pigeons.
Hey, look, pigeons.
Yeah, and heaps of them too.
Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace?
That's a dove, not a pigeon. I mean, they are related, Phoenix.
Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it?
You're overthinking this one by just a smidge, Maya. No, she's not.
There's a white one! Look! There's a little white pigeon.
Oh.
Ooh, there's a magazine here.
It's a magazine full of job listings. God. You disgusting rogue! Picking up something someone else threw away! Why can't I do an old man voice right now? I'm like embarrassed. This is embarrassing! How do I gotta do windbag, but like a lower voice. Why can't I do it?
You disgusting rogue!
You disgusting I can't do it. You disgusting rogue. You disgusting rogue. There's like a block in my brain right now. I don't know what's going on. Any bird can be a symbol of peace if you think about it hard enough. Exactly. Exactly. All birds are good. Picking up something someone else is throwing away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? Just do the windbag voice? Okay. That's none of your business. Sorry. I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back. Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Job listings added to the court record. Picked up from a bench in Vitamin Square, thrown away by the old man. Hey, that's mine. Okay, I kind of got it. Okay. I'm like sweating. I'm sweating. Couldn't do my old man voice.
This place is so fruity. Fruity? You don't say! Maya.
That's not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites.
Then that apple slide is perfect for you.
And what is so perfect about it?
Oh, come on. Don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on. Woo!
No way. I would get covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone can see that.
Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try too.
Okay, we have observed pigeons. Oh.
Looking at this orange reminds me
Of what?
that you're supposed to eat a lot of them to ward off colds in the winter. You can't have fun during the holidays if you're sick in bed, you know?
You don't have to tell me twice. You don't gotta tell me twice. More oranges.
I used to love sandboxes like you wouldn't believe.
Really? You?
Sure, finding iron filings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do.
Iron filings? Wow, that's too exciting for words.
It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in the sandbox. I was such a kid back then.
So, did you manage to get all the iron?
No, I never did. I think I came close though. Come to think of it, I still have all the iron filings I found way back when. You want them?
No. No, thank you. Oh my god.
Maya, so relatable.
I think that's all I can look at, so... You're not gonna talk to me, even if I present stuff, so let's leave. Maybe I can present the old man now? No, he's not on here. Okay. What if I just missed something then? Oh, I got this. Picked it from a bench of Vitamin Square, thrown away by the old man.
Mademoiselle,
Yes? Are you looking for a job?
what? No, I was just...
Let me see. Your style is un peu different, but you have a good face.
Different?
Felicitations! You have passed. I will hire you. Bien, come with me. I will teach you everything I know.
Nick?
Help! I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both. Maya's gone now? Okay. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Ugh, all the clothes in these are absolutely atrocious. Some of them have been circled in red. I really hope Mr. Armstrong is not thinking of buying those. He probably is. There's a bunch of little trinkets on a shelf by the door. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. He knows. It's really tight behind the cash register counter. Can Mr. Armstrong even get in there? And if he got in, could he get out again? Oh my god. Phoenix! Quit it! Yeah, new dialogue since Maya's gone. Mr. Armstrong must be a pretty big neat freak. He already has this table ready to go. Now if only the food in this place was edible. This must be the table where the poisoning occurred. The stain tells the story well. The whole area is still cordoned off with police tape. I guess it must still be under investigation. Looks pretty cold out there on the streets. Peaceful though. It's nice that people can take it easy after the holiday rush. I already saw that. Alright, I guess that's it. So Maya's just gone now? Alright. Okay. Bring home all the burbs. I would if I could. January 6th, Detention Center Visitors Room. Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I've asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. Oh, are we gonna see Gumshoe? January 6th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. There he is.
Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent?
No, not yet. We've only just started our investigation.
Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off all my other cases for now, pal.
Gumshoe's really fired up about this.
Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. Court's sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor.
Oh. Him.
Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again...
Yes?
I'll make sure you get locked up good for it, got it?
Okay, Gumshoe. Okay. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh?
Yeah.
Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor when she was a rookie, right?
Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know. Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? I was just her... It wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened.
Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie.
I don't like her or anything. I was... Ugh.
Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later.
Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You've gotta keep it a secret, got it?
Sure. And would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time?
Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You'd have to be blind not to see what's going on in your mind.
Nick really said Lenny face. Nick knows the victim. So, I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim?
Glenn Elg. He was a computer programmer. Oh,
let's write down
some important information.
Okay, victim. He's a computer programmer. Glenn. Okay, Glenn. I just realized that his name is the same forwards and backwards. Glenn Elg backwards is Glenn Elg. I was looking at his name, I was like, there's something here. Yeah, his name is a palindrome. There we go. Couldn't remember the word. That's why people can read Phoenix's blue inner monologue text. Sometimes it's all on his face. It's obvious. I see. A programmer.
He was just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal.
Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often?
Not according to the chef. Said it was the first time he'd seen the guy.
A programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that?
That's what I thought. But a motive was still somehow established in her trial.
You're kidding! What was her supposed motive?
Sorry, pal. I'm real busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay?
Really? I thought you wanted to help her. What could this motive have been? It's impossible for him to have an evil clone. Ah. Or he's his own evil clone. Nick doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve, but he does wear his brain on his face.
This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself.
Oh, that's right.
The judge already ruled on the case and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony.
Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh?
Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there and a bit off base sometimes. But she was a good cop.
That's not exactly complimentary, you know. So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony?
The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim.
Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone, even the chef. And then there's that CD.
CD? Oh, yeah. She did mention something about a CD.
And there was a sample CD on the table, sir.
But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD.
What?
Not on the table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal.
But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too?
Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie.
Okay, so he had a earpiece. That was a radio. A radio? He didn't have a CD player?
You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all.
Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. Okay. I'll just admit, I always call Phoenix Nick, not because it sounds funny, but because I always forget how to spell Phoenix. Nick is also easier to say, which is why I kind of default to Nick too, but you know, that's valid. Again, a way I remember how to spell Phoenix is just like Pho-Nix. I usually try to think of things in ways like that to remember them. Sounds like one of those translated idioms that doesn't quite come across perfectly, like a translation. Yeah. This music is such good vibes and memories. Yeah, I like this song too. I love the soundtrack for the Ace Attorney games.
What's that? A sports paper?
Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Tribulations.
It's dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here.
And take a look at this. See this writing here?
MC Bomber. Hey!
What is it?
I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber.
Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once.
It's no good. I can't remember.
And he goes back to being the gumshoe we all know and love.
Hey pal, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble.
Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that in any case.
Thanks, pal. I bet this will turn out to be an interesting clue.
Sports paper given to Detective Gumshoe. How about this? What do you make of this?
Sorry, pal. All I can think about is Maggie. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant...
You don't have to explain. Really. It's fine. The victim was a programmer. Maggie had apparently never even seen him before. Have you gone to see Maggie?
Of course I have, but I wasn't much good at consoling her. I'm not very good with words.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I must have looked a bit down. Maggie was really supportive of me. It was great to have someone to talk to.
Did he go for her or for himself?
The chef of Trespien, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of la toxins. And then he gave me this bottle.
What's in it?
I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day.
Under orders?
Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy.
Oh. Huh? You can't stop thinking about him?
Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow.
Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. Can I ask him about it? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Let's do that. Gummy and Love is so cute.
So cute.
The charming chef. So what exactly is it that caught your attention about the chef at Trespien?
It's, kinda hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case anyway.
Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you would give me the dirt on anything?
Well, the sort of stuff is kinda unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Trespien and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay?
Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef in Trespien, then report back to Gumshoe. Alright, let's move! January 6, Trespien. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Oh, hello? Oh, hello. Alright, who was that just now? A customer? She had sort of a dark aura about her. She's a goth GF! We found her! Ah, welcome, B. Oh, this is Maya. I know it.
Ah, welcome, B Avenue.
Wow, what a cute voice. Maya! Oh my god. Oh my Maya. Look at her in her little waitress uniform. Oh my goodness. Adorable.
Oh, it's just you, Nick.
Maya!
Well, how do I look?
Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Oh my god!
Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer.
And who is that woman I just saw?
Oh, since you're here, you might as well have something to eat.
I am kind of hungry, actually.
She's so cute.
A ghost! Oh god. I hope that wasn't a ghost. So, how do you like your new job, Maya?
I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that.
Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come.
Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my Give Me a Tip smile.
Lunch special.
Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says.
How much is it?
It's the twin tea set, so it's $20, of course.
The twin tea set? I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive.
What? But you can't! Come on, Nick! It's not every day I get to be a waitress. I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register.
How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Nick! Come on!
Yeah, right. Maybe later.
About the lunch.
Oh, a fine choice, sir.
No,
Kitchen! A lunch special, please! With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and gift!
I don't need any of that.
Just a moment, please, sir.
Maya's really getting into this. So, how much is this set lunch then? $20, huh? But with the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45? Hey, wait a sec! Maya!
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortify lunch set.
Whoa.
A dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit!
Thanks?
Come on, Nick. Hurry up and try it already.
Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes. Well? Are you hungry, Maya?
I'm starving.
Here, it's yours. He didn't like it. 45, 45, yep.
Really?
Erp. Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you'd better polish off that plate.
I just remembered. I've got to clean the toilets.
Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Trespian lunch special added to the court record. You just put it in his pocket? Trespian lunch special costs $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. So the chef looks better than he cooks. I see. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad?
Hey, Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen?
The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now, what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see a lot of the chef's greatest secrets?
In the kitchen? That sounds tasty.
Hey, wait up! Maya!
What is it? I'm pretty busy right now.
Weren't you going to show me around?
There goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face.
I better conduct the search in the kitchen myself. About this.
Sorry, Nick. I'm a waitress now. I've got a pile of work waiting for little old me.
That's why no one's here. Yep, the food sucks. You know what this restaurant needs? I was gonna say Guy Fieri when I meant Gordon Ramsay. Needs a little bit of Gordon Ramsay here. Or Guy Fieri. Either one. Either one. Let's move. Oh my goodness. Look at all the curtains. And the pink. Oh my goodness. And there's all the aroma stuff behind my camera there. January 6th, Trespian Kitchen.
And here it is, the famous Trespian Kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually.
There is a weird atmosphere in here. That's for sure.
Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we'd better search quickly. Chop, chop.
Alright, let's examine. What's this? It looks like a treasure chest or something.
Wow, look at all these little bottles. And look at that follow.
Thanks so much for the follow, Yuri. I appreciate it.
Look at all these little bottles.
Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. They're all the same, too. Hey, wait a minute.
What is it?
There's one bottle that's different from all the others.
Is it poison? Well, what do you know? And it doesn't even have a label.
And it doesn't smell.
So what's that liquid inside then, I wonder?
Hey, Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he?
Found in the kitchen. Shape is different from the other bottles. Contents unknown.
That's suspicious. Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty.
There's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature.
Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it?
It looks like a collection of poems he's written.
Poems? Cool! Read one out. And say it in your best French accent with intensity, okay?
Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps.
The two of them like actors from a film. The coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon on that sad Sunday morning. The foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea and I know what I will do. I must not lie to you. I must. Huh? That's it?
Yep, that's a poem for you. I love the idea of Nick doing a really terrible French accent. What are these lace curtains for?
I don't know, but they give the place a real homey feel, don't they? Lace curtains. You know, if I was a cooking pot, I'd be perfectly happy to sit on a shelf under those.
How do you respond to something like that? Say, that's nice. Nick, that's a terrible accent. How dare you?
Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that?
Oh, I know what oyster sauce is. Isn't that used in Chinese food? Yeah. Heck, look, right there on the counter.
Oh, my Magatama. What's it doing there?
What indeed? Magatama put into pocket on loan from Maya, recovered in the kitchen of Trespian. Maybe the chef is a pickpocket. That was my first guess when we saw it was missing. I was like, oh, I wonder if the chef stole it. He's like a pickpocket. Unfortunately, I think the chef is going to have a bad side.
Look at these knives. They look really sharp.
I'd like to see how one of those slices through a cheesecake.
A cheesecake? You don't exactly need a sharp knife for one of those, Nick.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Nick? You need that for like chopping vegetables and stuff. You could cut a cake with a butter knife. He was gonna cook with it. Psychic food! He was like,
Oh, this is so cute. I will put it in a soup. That smells good. Something's bubbling away nicely in that pot. It must be the lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette.
Isn't that what I just ate for lunch?
Maybe what you ate is the only French dish I know the name of.
I know, Panda. I know. Let's see. I think that's it, actually. I think that's all there is to look at. Okie dokie. So now what? Can I present stuff? No. Well, I guess I need to go back to Gumshoe and show him the suspicious stuff. So let's go. Is there anything new here? Oh, there's something new here. Let's do that. January 6th, Vitamin Square. The old guy's not here anymore. Drat. And I still have some unanswered questions for him. Well, there's a broken scooter now. A scooter, huh? Who would leave it right in the middle of a park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. Guess it must have been in an accident. It's totally wrecked. Hello? Ah! Hello? That hair looks suspiciously similar to Phoenix. And the accent matches the impersonator. This is the impersonator. They got a tiger and a dragon on their jacket. I think he's a little heated. Yeah, does he always look like this? Or is he just angry? Hey, what do you think you're doing with my butt? No, I was just... You've been messing with my new ride? Is that what you've been doing? Oh my god! This is totally the impersonator. Why is he like hot Cheeto flavored? Yes, he's always red. Why? Is he okay? He is a tangerine, figurative and a literal eyesore. Is he meant to be like a Yakuza? Maybe not. You'd have to have like a tattoo, I guess. He's definitely sketchy. Definitely sketchy. All he does is eat hot chip and lie. Yeah, if you eat too many hot Cheetos, this is what happens to you. New ride? You's gonna pay for this. It wasn't me. I was just passing by. Hey, then who's the one that covered my saddle in crap, huh? You's gonna pay, you catch my drift.
no, wait a sec. I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it. A wise guy, eh? Why you got your tongue out, sir? Put that away. Put those fangs away. I oughta beat you so hard it'll feel like yous were smooching the express train. Uh-oh. Yous better watch your back. This ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay. Why do you speak like, oh my god. slightly like, Jar Jar Binks. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay. Oh, actually, I'm a lawyer myself. What do you say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright? You saying you, Phoenix Wright? I was supposed to be Brooklyn? Oh, Lord. Another Brooklyn accent. I think I tried to do a Brooklyn accent for, a character from the last case. Yeah, I am. So you a wise guy too, huh? Cause I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only. Yep. What? Out of my way, I got a cruise. He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony, was he? He wasn't anything like me. Guess I better make a note of the scooter. Written by my phony. The wheel guard is all smashed up. Scooter added to the court record. Pathetic! Oh, it's you. A few threats from a little brat like that, and you look like a pigeon that's got seed in its eyes. Seeds in its eyes? Have you been here the whole time? I was in that strawberry. I had some thinking to do. More like you had some cowering to do. How did they not see such a red man and be like, yep, that's Phoenix? Oh, you love his accent? I am not good at doing a Brooklyn accent. I'm not good at it. I will not do it justice. This man saw Nick's blue suit and read one article about color theory and said, color theory? I'll show him color theory. Trust be unregular. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why do you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Ha! Take that! Yeah. So now we've got the Cyclops, 3 of them! I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide. But what could it be? He's probably not gonna say anything. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do anything. Okay. We could try to do the Magatama. I'm gonna leave that for now. Let's go talk to Gumshoe. I think that's next. January 6th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, you're just in time. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? The lab got back to me about that newspaper you gave me. That was fast. You must mean the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elg. No doubt about it. Okay. So the doodle... victim's handwriting... Oh, yes, you are. I love the Brooklyn accent you gave Gator Majima in your later Alligator playthrough. Oh, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I always say I'm bad at accents because I think I have trouble, like, keeping up the same accent. I feel like I keep changing it every time, but I'll take the compliment. I expected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. Sports paper refiled into the court record. Left by the victim. Doodle is in victim's handwriting. MC Bomber. I get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal?
since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. I think so. Let's just show him everything because we can. What do you make of this? Nothing.
Got one of those aroma bottles too, huh?
Only this one doesn't smell.
Huh? I don't get you.
This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. It doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree?
A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis.
The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. Small bottle given to Gumshoe.
I had a hunch there was something funny about that chef.
You suspect Sean Armstrong?
I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is.
That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before.
Guess I better fill you in on the details. About this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean.
Let's do it. So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret?
Ever had lunch at Tribulations, pal?
Yes.
How was it?
To put it nicely, it was inedible.
Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean, and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so...
Yeah, I guess it's probably the food.
The real scoop on this guy is he's up to his ears in debt.
Okay, really? How much does he owe?
This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red.
Oh. So 500,000, which was written on that same note. Things are coming together already. $500,000? Are we talking dollars?
Yeah. Hey, if it was sterling, he'd really be in trouble.
Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise.
Yeah, this case is full of surprises. And I'd be willing to bet that chef's got something to do with most of them. That's my hunch.
John's loan contract added to the court record. John's debt is $500,000. The owner of the loan is tender lender. There's nothing else.
It's for $500,000, pal. That's $500,000 bills.
What was the in there for? Is there really that much money tied up in this case?
I can't give you an answer on that, pal. Not without the case file in front of me. But I'll tell you this. That Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know?
No, I don't. But I think I sort of get the picture. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna go back. And maybe show Maya? No. Let's see. So he gave me this back. Can I show this to him again? Hold on, let me go try that. Let me go back to Gumshoe.
So, according to the boys down at the lab, the doodles were probably made by the victim.
Probably.
And now, analyzing this kind of writing is difficult since it's done with a fiber-tipped pen. But don't worry, I'll vouch for it.
Why would Gumshoe have to vouch for it? Can't it stand on its own? Okay, so nothing really there. Let's go back. Maybe back to the kitchen? No. Maybe the park? Maybe this would have been when I went to the square. I think I'm just gonna have to try this. Let me save. Ooh, I gotta say, doing Gumshoe's voice has kind of taken a toll on my voice. So I'm trying to like conserve my voice for the remainder of the stream. But if I have to end early, I have to end early. But I'm gonna keep going for now. Yeah, I make his voice really gravelly, so it really kind of hurts my throat after a while. And I've been voicing a lot of Gumshoe, so okay. Let's do present this. Let's see if I have what I need. I might not. Trust bien regular. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much?
Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants. To eat.
To eat? Is that the whole truth?
What do you mean?
I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all.
You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got?
I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for its food. The proof is in the pudding. Or in this case, the lunch menu.
That's the twin tea set.
The food at Tribulations is terrible and expensive.
You're wrong. It's cheap.
Huh?
I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a jot of work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons.
What a load of crock.
The taste's another story, but the price, it's nothing to me.
So you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn?
Exactly. I have so much cash, I go for a swim in my money vault every day.
Unfortunately, that's a lie. Unfortunately, that was a lie. Lie detector test says.
What?
You don't have money to burn. You're flat broke. Yeah, he was looking at jobs. This is yours, right?
My magazine.
Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job?
I was... Oh, so what?
His face.
So I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money.
Oh?
I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the Javachino.
Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there?
$8.
Those had better be some golden beans.
What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do you? Is that it?
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great.
No, it's not. But anyway, yes, that place has free newspapers to read every day.
Newspapers?
Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there.
I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Tribulations. Take a look at this.
What is it?
It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations.
So, what of it?
This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago.
What?
Do you see what I'm getting at here? That restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind.
Ah. Arr!
He's a pirate now. Hey Wanderer, welcome. I'm here for games where the camera shakes. Indeed it does. Welcome, welcome. You're done. You're done. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth?
I'm not hiding anything.
I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery.
Phoenix?
Phoenix is about to commit murder.
Listen, the real reason why you go so much to the Tribulations is... I don't know this one.
Maggie? What are you asking me about that girl for?
She was the waitress at Tribulations.
Ah!
Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress.
But I don't recognize that face.
And you are probably telling the truth here. Because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but at her outfit. Gulp. Yeah, you're just a creepy old man. That's the truth, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Steven. I just called this old man a creep. A gross old creep. Wonderful timing. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in, Steven. Thanks so much for that raid. You're playing Bad and Theater. I have not heard of that. What's that about, Steven? Nice edgy wig. Thank you. Yes, I'm doing a little work in progress Edgeworth cosplay today in honor of me getting back to playing Ace Attorney. Ruuuvo, my fiance, styled it for me last week. And I love it. It looks weird here, but it's because of my headphones. Don't worry about it. But the bangs are amazing. They're amazing. You don't want to know what the game is about? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, I hope y'all had a fun time. For any of you who are new in here, my name is Bishi. We are playing some Trials and Tribulations from the Ace Attorney series at the moment, but I'm also a big fan of Yakuza and Lost Judgment. I'm playing through right now. And also a fan of other games here, you know, Pokemon. We're actually going to be playing the Capcom Arcade Second Stadium tomorrow. Has a bunch of retro games in it. And just a few indie games here and there as well. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Welcome in Steven and Cobra and Fall Class Kids and Rune. Welcome, welcome. Bad End Theater is a game about heroes and demons and finding bad endings. It's interesting. Well, I hope you had fun. I've been having a lot of fun with this game today. I just started this new case today. So, yeah. We've been having fun. And the voice acting is also taking a toll on me, unfortunately, but that's okay. All right. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. Yeah, this old man's a creep! That uniform is all you can think about, isn't it?
I can't take it.
To you, that waitress was your...
Enough! Please! No more!
Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Why? That's what she is. She's a waitress. What's your problem? Trespian regular. Sir?
Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Well, he is. I even get one of those lousy cups of Javachino every time for $8. All because of the serving girl. Punish me, lock me up.
Really, that's not what I'm here for.
You'll be the same. Another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like. Ew. You'll know how painful it is to be an old man like me. Yeah, everyone feel bad for the creepy old man ogling girls in dresses. You're really the victim in this one, sir. Yeah, 100%.
No, really, listen, sir.
Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy. So show some respect, huh? I'm Victor Kudo.
Sorry, Mr. Kudo.
You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more.
This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident, which means I have to hear his testimony one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his Cyclops and everything. I guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood.
Really?
Oh my god! So I got pretty much nothing except confirmation that he's a creep! Wow. I thought he was wearing a tomato! Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the nose, but I don't like how jiggly it is. I think maybe he should get that checked out. Yeah, arrest him. I would like to. I would like to. Okay, let's leave. Oh, now I have the old man's bio. Was in Trespian at the time of the incident, has a thing for waitresses. I don't like that. Phoenix Wright jiggle physics for noses only. Thanks, Capcom. Thanks. guess let me present the old man.
Oh, it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons?
Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes.
Oh, ouch.
Hey Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while?
Huh? Me? Why?
Oh no. I see what's happening. There's something I really want to ask that old man.
Sure, okay. I'll just get changed.
No, hang on. Can you go like that?
I guess?
At least tell her. Oh. I was just thinking, I hope this old man doesn't ogle Maya. God. Sir?
You again?
Hmm?
Well, I see.
Nick? His eyes are burning into me.
It's okay. I think it's going pretty well.
I don't like this.
Huh?
You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, all right?
Play on the slide?
Ugh, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. I mean, I'm glad he's like, wait a second. You're like a little kid. Get out of here. Go on, get. Okay.
Pigeon.
How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir.
Quiet! Can't you see I'm feeding?
The bitch.
Ah! Mia!
I almost dropped my fan. My eyes. Wait, I think I got a feather in my eye. I'm fine. Ma'am? Mia knew. Mia was like, all right, step aside, Maya. I got this. Cause you know why? Cause you know why? She's a woman. Mia is a woman. A woman. Uh-huh. I'm fine! Are you? Are you okay? Cause I'm okay. I'm fine. At least he was decent enough to recognize Maya is just a kid. Yeah, you know, like, all right. So you're still a creep, but yeah, you have some kind of standards. Oh, Lord. Oh, I think his nose is supposed to imply he's drunk. I always see that in other media. Oh, I guess so, yeah. All right. Mia?
Well,
If you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you.
yes.
Of course. Certain. I'm Victor Kudo. Ew. His blushy face. Even from beyond the grave. Wow. About the incident.
You mean the man who died after drinking the Javachino?
It's like he's a different person.
It was quite a shock, even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. Girl took the Javachino over to him, you see.
And was the customer alone?
Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javachino
And?
and he said something like, "Larg," and then collapsed, dead.
Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. He certainly seems to be telling the truth now, but it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Trespian?
Well, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London.
Really? How interesting. She's like playing him like a fiddle right now. She's like, oh wow, you're so smart.
Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France.
What a lovely story. London's in England, not France.
Oh yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want
France. I can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. Ugh. She's pretending! Oh, Phoenix, you can't even see it. Sad. You visit Trespian a lot, don't you?
Of course. I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there.
Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure.
Be careful of that chef, my dear.
The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong?
That's right. The man's an ex-con. I knew it! He's a criminal. I knew it.
Oh, really? You're so wonderful. Internally vomiting. So he actually likes the food? I think he's just talking it up for her, is what I'm getting from it, but I don't know. I don't know. He's an ex-con? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do?
Oh no, those eyes! I can't take this!
Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand.
He steals things from his customers.
He took the Magatama from his customers.
Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so you be careful around him, my dear.
Are you sure about this?
Of course! He was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javachino.
He really is a regular.
Let me write you a little haiku about it.
Haiku?
A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef.
Victor's note added to the court record.
Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender.
Not loving all of the verbiage that's like man or woman, oh, oops, I mean man, you know, that kind of thing. So, a little gross. A little gross.
If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive,
I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy. He couldn't do enough for Mia. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe. Welcome in, Ace! Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome! Got a double raid today. Welcome in, y'all. Can we get a shout out for Ace, please? What were you streaming? What were you playing? I hope you had a wonderful time. I am currently playing some Trials and Tribulations in Ace Attorney. You were playing Stray! Oh, I want to play Stray so bad. I might just get it this weekend and stream it next week or something because I must play the kitty cat game. It looks so good. Thanks so much for the follow, Lord Nevessa. Welcome in. Thank you so much. So amazing, you'll love it. I know. I know that you can like be a cat and nuzzle other cats. So I already know I need to buy it. You can nuzzle other cats. I need it. But yes, I hope you had a wonderful time playing Stray. I hope so. Close enough for government work? How is Francesca von Bishi? So yeah, right now I am cosplaying as Edgeworth. I don't have the full suit or anything. The cosplay is a work in progress, but the wig is done. The wig is done. And I have a little like simple cravat that my partner made for me that's actually falling off! Oh no! Not my bib! Not my bib. All better. All better. But yes, I am cosplaying Edgeworth. Eventually, I will have the full suit and everything, and I would love to wear it to a convention sometime in the future when it's a little bit more safe to go to events like that. But yeah, for now, this is the costume. It's just the wig. Just the wig. But it's fine. Not your bibshi. Not your bibshi. Yeah, your edgy bibby is fallen. planning to get Stray myself. Yeah, I know. So many people are getting Stray because it looks so good. I would like to join in. You can meow at any time. I'm gonna spam that. Press X to meow. Yes, yes. Also, can I say the cosplay looks good? Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, it's not done yet, but I love the wig. I love the wig. Ruuuvo styled it for me. Ruuuvo styled it. Oh, good night, Arkham. I have a busy day tomorrow, so I'll see y'all for some Capcom classics. Yes, I'm gonna be playing Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, thanks to Capcom sending me a code, since I'm a Capcom creator. So we're gonna be playing that tomorrow. But yeah, I thank you so much for hanging out with us today, Arkham, and I hope we see you tomorrow. We'll see you next time. Sweet dreams. Just came across you on the recommended feed because Twitch reasons. Either way, just wanted to give you some much needed dopamine. You wanted to give me dopamine? I'm here to give y'all dopamine. I'm here to entertain and make y'all laugh. Although, you know, chat makes me laugh all the time, so it's kind of a mutual thing going on here, but anyway, yeah, I thought you came in with Ace's raid. I just got a raid from Ace, and then you followed, so I thought actually you were from them, but welcome in either way. Like I said, cosplaying Edgeworth, playing some Ace Attorney. I'm Bishi, and what was I gonna say? I play a lot of different kinds of games here. I'm obviously playing through Ace Attorney, but I'm also a big fan of Yakuza. I'm currently playing through Lost Judgment, really close to finishing it. And also love to play games like Pokemon. I'd love to play Stray, Kirby, the most recent Kirby game I loved a lot. Just kind of all over the place with the genre, but anyway. Yeah, Ace the Renos just gave us a raid a minute ago there in the chat there, but yeah, welcome in all of you new folks. And I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. Just a little longer. She is like a human serotonin factory. Aw! Thanks! Let's see. Can't believe Maya called me for something like this. That's funny. Maya actually called her. Maya knew. Maya was like, I'm not up to the task, but maybe my older sister is. Love Ace Attorney. Enjoy watching this game. Yeah, I am loving Ace Attorney so much. Obviously, I wanted to cosplay from it. And then Ruuuvo, my partner, is supposed to be cosplaying as Phoenix eventually, but that wig is sure daunting. They're actually thinking of using their own hair, maybe, but they'd have to kind of grow it out to get enough volume for the spikes and stuff. But Ruuuvo is super good at styling their own natural hair to fit with characters. They've done it several times, and it looks like a wig, like in a good way. It looks like the character, you know, they hairspray it and style it and everything. We like do specific haircuts sometimes to help lend itself to styling for a certain character. Anyway, it's just hard to find a good wig for this kind of thing. Like you kind of need like a lace front for someone like Phoenix, which can be kind of expensive. So anyway, we're still figuring out how we're going to do Phoenix's hair, but we got Edgeworth going, so. When can we purchase bottled serotonin? I'm gonna need them by the dozen. I know, right? Huh? When do we get that? All right, we are gonna move back to Trespien. One of the few visual novels that got me hooked from the get-go. So good. The anime is also very enjoyable if you can't get a hold of the game or would just rather chill and watch. Oh yes, the anime. I haven't watched it yet. I'm kind of like wanting to get through the 3 games before I really get into the anime, because I know like there's a whole season that's just about Trials and Tribulations or something, so I don't want to get spoiled or anything, but I would love to watch the anime too after finishing this game, I think. And then once I'm done with Trials and Tribulations, I'm planning on getting straight into the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I already bought it. Haven't started it yet. I'm waiting until we're done with this trilogy. But yeah. I think it is interesting that technically this is a visual novel. I never really thought of it that way, even though that's literally what it is. But I guess it's kind of like a visual novel logic puzzle game. But you can get it prescribed. Well... Alright, January 6th, Trespien. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress?
Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya, no. How can you leave me like this?
Yeah, now you guys get to hear my terrible French accent.
I'm sorry.
That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psych lock or 3, didn't he? I'm going to have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you.
Volunteers, of course. Of course.
Safe. Let's do... Yeah, Maggie's motive. Can I present... Let me try presenting some stuff first, just to see. I dread these games being voiced as it is? What do you mean, Lord?
Oh la la, so you have eaten my lunch, oui?
Do you, like, hate the accents that they type in for all the characters? Is that what you mean?
Tell me, monsieur, did you enjoy la lunch I prepared for you?
It was, unique and wild mixture of flavors.
That was the first time I ever had lobster, you know? Lobster? There was no lobster in my lunch. Huh? But it said lobster right on the menu. Mademoiselle Maya, please, you must read la menu more carefully. It says, a dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassé with a balsamic vinaigrette. Oh, it's only inspired, is it? Oui, inspired by these ingredients, but not perhaps made from them, n'est-ce pas? Well, guess that's the way the cookie crumbles, Nick.
The way the lunch tasted, it's probably 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. Damn. The anime does a good job of getting English VAs. Oh, really? So the dub is pretty good in the anime? I wasn't even sure what I was gonna watch, the dub or the sub. I usually watched subbed versions. Oh, since the Ace Attorney games are not voice acted, and remembering the more outlandish characters from Cases Bygone, I'm just saying these games would be blurst if they were voice acted. Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, I get you. There was a song called Stray from an anime called Wolf's Rain. Not sure if you heard of that, but I recommend it. Yeah, I have actually seen Wolf's Rain. I remember hearing about it when I was younger and first getting into anime, and I never ended up watching it at that time. But then, like, a few years ago, like literally I think 3 years ago or something like that, I decided to sit down and watch it, and it was pretty good. Me and Ruuuvo almost cosplayed from it, but it was just one of those things where it's like, ooh, those two characters would be really cool for us to cosplay, and then we just fall out of it and never do it. So. Oh, you think it is anyway. I value your opinion, Steven. Can't wait to watch the anime with you. I know, yeah, I think watching the anime is gonna be, a good time. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. Alright, Scooter? About this.
Felicitations, I don't
know how to say that! Je no comprehend! Yo no hablo francais!
Nick, don't just make something up!
Oh my god. Pardon? Without my reading glasses, I cannot see this. I do not read English well.
He's not even looking at it.
We better find a way to make him look then. Yeah, so he's not looking. Okay, let me save again, and then we're gonna do the Magatama. See if we can crack those Cyclops. Take that! Maggie's motive. Oh, he's sweating. He's like nervously plucking the flower.
What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling.
I have to know the truth. What happened that day?
Hello? I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me.
Oh, the crying tears. Huh? Well, that was a new world record.
It was a lottery ticket.
A lottery ticket?
The man who died had a lottery ticket for $500,000.
Oh! What? Is that the truth, though? The heck? Also, I have a notebook dedicated just to Ace Attorney notes. Like, after, I want to say maybe halfway through the first game, or maybe when I started the second game, I started taking notes during the investigation days and stuff because I just could not retain all of the details of the cases, and I only play this once a week, so there's a week between each time I play it. I'm gonna forget stuff, so I started taking notes. But anyway, so the victim had a lottery ticket for $500,000, which is how much debt this character has.
$500,000? Oui, but after la incident, this ticket... it disappeared.
The ticket disappeared?
This was la motive that la prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket.
Ah. Okay, that's the motive. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner?
My lord.
You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why.
Non, monsieur, you doubt me? But I have confessed to you everything I know.
Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket. I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. I guess him, right? Mr. Armstrong, I believe there's a very high probability that it was you.
Oh!
Wow, that is one piercing scream, even for a man like him.
Mais pourquoi moi? Moi? Why? You have no evidence. I am not Mask the Mask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others.
Liar! You lie! Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past.
What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems.
Please read it, and put some feeling into it.
Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender.
I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you?
Mon Dieu! Le mensonge! You are the liar!
You deny it?
Do not make la false accusation, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. So, do you have any proof? I want to see la incontestable proof I have ever stolen from one of my customers.
You only stole from me earlier today! It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? This is my Magatama. And I found it in your kitchen.
No!
Wow, that scream just about broke some windows.
Oui. I have a weakness for la little trinkets and la figurines. My hand, it just slips out. I cannot stop it.
You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right?
Oui, it is la truth. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time, it was not la small trinket, oui. It was $500,000. My non, why would I steal it? I have no need for such money.
Really now?
Oh, monsieur, what is it?
Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you are in desperate need of a large amount of cash?
Uh-huh.
This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it?
Ah.
You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debt. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now?
Oh!
He just starts singing that song from Ratatouille. All right, Maggie's motive. Save again. So he's a kleptomaniac, yeah. Or he's just really obsessed with cute little items. But yeah, probably kleptomaniac. Maggie's motive. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place?
The man was listening to the radio with his earpiece.
Maggie said something about that too.
The winning number was announced on la news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted.
And the ticket?
Oui, he had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need of money, so I...
Put the poison in his coffee?
No. Oh no, you naughty man.
You naughty, naughty boy.
I simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What?
Okay, so I'm gonna put Armstrong stole lottery ticket.
La victime collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, pourquoi pas? It had so many of them.
Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right?
How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, this is not true. I did not take it. La ticket for $500,000, I mean. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket.
Oh.
My fee,
I don't know.
it was not...
That's enough.
Huh? Ah!
Mr. Godot!
Mr. Godot!
What in the heck are you doing here? Time for some ASMR, folks.
Ugh. This is, without a doubt, the worst coffee I have ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong.
Sorry, you can't see me. We'll just do that for now. He came in here for coffee? Oh, God. Came in here for coffee? Does his craving for coffee know no bounds?
Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question.
I am la airhead, no? Just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion.
He had the wrong ticket.
What?
Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning tickets. Pretty neighbor.
Ah, okay, so Mr. Armstrong thought that he stole the lottery ticket. But it wasn't the winning ticket. Okay. He stole the wrong one. It's funny, we don't usually see you voicing it. Yeah, I figured it's easy for me to just move the camera, so I'll do this from now on.
So, the ticket he took was worthless?
Not quite. He did win something. $1.
A singular dollar! You see, I am just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing.
So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal?
Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we?
Like a phantom, he evaporates. Fix my setup again. Frickin' Godot always messing up my setup. There we go. You know, it'd be funny if I had like a button on my stream deck to kind of like just shift the camera over for me. I think I could probably do that. And then I could just shift it back. I wonder if I could animate it, like just like, whoop. That might be cool. Let me write that down. Write that down, write that down! A Godot cam. Okay. Got it. Hello, Mr. Saxophone.
Voila, you two. Time to laugh at that pretty little airhead.
Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. Victor's note thrown into the trash. Looks like we've got a new mystery now. Namely, where did the winning ticket go? Write that down. Okay.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. To be continued. Next time on twitch.tv/BishiDove. Yes, I will save. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, that is gonna be it today, y'all. That is the end of my stream. We went for just about 4 hours, and also my voice is getting a little bit tired from the voice acting. So yeah. Oh, see? Always messing up my gosh dang setup. Okay, there we go. There we go. All butter. All butter. I almost said all butter. All better. Anyway, next time on Victor's Chickle Physics. Hello. Hello. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, y'all. Thank you so much, everyone who hung out with me today, whether you were lurking or chatting with me, or if you subscribed. Thank y'all, everybody, for joining in the raids, and thank you to Steven and Ace and everyone who did the raids today. I very much appreciate that. I will be back tomorrow around 8:30 p.m. Central Time playing some Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, thanks to Capcom sending me a key for the game, so I'm excited to try out some new games. I don't usually play retro, so I'm kind of excited to try something different on the channel. But yeah, I hope I see y'all there. But either way, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Let me see. Let's do a raid for somebody, even though my voice is going as I am speaking. There we go. Let me take a sip real quick. Oh my god. From my hot stuff mug. Thank you so much for hanging out today. There's my social media, most active on Twitter at the moment. YouTube's on a hiatus, but I will get back to it eventually. And there are the raid messages and a link to our Discord. Y'all are always welcome to join our community there. But yeah, either way, I hope you'll have a wonderful night. I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope I see y'all then. Bye-bye!